Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bubby Brister and Friends Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Bubby said we could come back in the studio if we each won our consolation ladder games. And how'd you do, Nick? I only scored 87 points. So he said I wasn't
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah. I choked this past week as well. I scored a 105. I played the wrong person. If I'd have played Drake London, I would have won my game.
Yeah, at this point of the year, you probably should have played Drake London just so you could feel like you got something out of him this season.
Yeah, but it's what it is. He won't do that next week. So it's like you're gonna get me.
Yeah, you missed your window of opportunity.
Yeah, Tampa Bay lets everybody throw on him.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, can you name the most accurate kicker in NFL history?
Martin Gramatica,
No. Good guess, though. It's Young Wei Koo, the Falcons
Youngway,
kicker.
who? Really? I would have went with Adson Vanderjek.
Oh, the drunken idiot kicker, Peyton Manning's
Yeah, he
buddy?
was he was good.
Yeah,
Had a good
he did have a good run.
And Steven Grakowski for the Patriots, he was good.
Yeah.
We'll start listing off kickers.
Yeah, Young Wei Koo, though, he missed 2 of 3 kicks this weekend against the Bucks, and Baker Mayfield threw a touchdown pass with 31 seconds left as Tampa Bay is trying to win their third NFC South title in a row.
Yeah, it's a battle for attrition in the NFC South because it's just all three. You got the Saints, you got the Bucks, you got the Falcons. All of them cannot win a playoff game. All of them aren't good teams. All of them got losing records, and whoever wins the playoff, I mean, they're gonna host a playoff game, so that's gonna be sad times. And then two, none of them are going to be in a position to get a good quarterback to fix their team. I mean, the Saints got Derek Carr, who is apparently yelling at everybody now.
I was telling the Saints fan at work, the two guys I was talking to thought I was crazy, but I was like, the Commanders are in a better position than the Saints because, like, Dennis Allen is a shitty head coach. Derek Carr is a shitty quarterback, and he's tied up long term. Like, the Commanders are going to have a clean slate this offseason. New coach. They got no money tied up in quarterback. They got a young, decent running back in Brian Robinson. Yeah, I think it. I mean, the Commanders can only go up. The Saints are going to be stuck in the middle for who knows how long.
Right.
Next topic: Dallas has won 15 in a row at home. It beat the Eagles 6 in a row in Texas. Dallas has scored 40 or more 4 games in a row in Jerry World. They finally beat a team with a winning record, so thank you to the schedule makers. So I got a 2-part question. Will Dallas get home field advantage, and is Dak the MVP?
Oh, is Dak MVP? That he might sneak into that. Let's see. I think next week matters. So everything. I think their whole season next week for me is next week because they play against the Bills, and the Bills are sneaky good in December. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like all of a sudden it's get cold outside. They have to go to Buffalo. So if
Yeah.
Dallas goes to Buffalo and beats Buffalo in Buffalo, yeah, just give them the MVP. Just let them have it. You know, I don't think Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they might. They home field advantage somewhat, but Niners are still the team to beat.
I'm so tired of Dallas and San Francisco. It
Well,
seems like we've been
this is
playing.
it. This is it. This season right here is the last. This is it. This is the window. So the window closes after this season because now money is being paid out, and they have to cut good players. And so they have to find cheap good players again. Brock Purdy has to get paid. Right now, my man is working for minimum wage, throwing for the Niners. It's tough, and they got to figure it out. It's usually teams are good for 3 years, and after 3 years, they got to figure their life out.
Yeah, they pay that quarterback, and then the rest of the roster falls apart.
Yep.
Next topic: the Browns have stopped a 2-game losing streak, beating Jacksonville 31-27. Flacco 26 of 45, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dead money should have picked him up and played him this week. We'll get to that later. If the Browns make the playoffs, is Joe Flacco the comeback player of the year?
Jesus Christ. I would say he is comeback player of the year only, okay? Only if the Browns make the playoffs and they face the Ravens and he goes and he beats the Ravens as a Brown, just let him have it. He's God. He's God in Cleveland.
That would be
Like,
a lot of fun to watch.
okay, that'd be amazing. That'd be bigger than Baker being Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Like, that was a big deal. But Joe Flacco going back to Baltimore?
Yeah, after they
Exiled him.
well that and after Baltimore took the team from Cleveland back in the 90s and left that market for dead.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about the historical things. Jesus. Even historically, Joe Flacco does that. He just moved to Cleveland. He's God. He gets keys to the city. He's
Oddly,
yeah.
the Browns are better off at quarterback, I think, than with Watson, with Flacco. You know, a red hot, motivated, healthy, fresh. Flacco's fresh. He hasn't been playing all year.
He is fresh. He is
Man,
fresh.
what a
You know what I mean? He's definitely not young. But I mean, he's definitely not
right.
young. There's a lot of miles on that tread. And I think Joe Flacco's a gamer, as you saw, 49 passing attempts. He ain't afraid to throw. You
No,
know,
he does throw a good ball. For all the shit he gets, he's always thrown a good ball.
right. So I mean, and he's just slow. So you protect him, he could pick you apart. You know, he ain't gonna escape anybody. That's what he's not gonna do.
What a shrewd move by the Browns to bring him in because they were dead to rights with DTR and PJ Walker.
I think it's shrewder that he actually accepted it. You know what I mean? Think about it. They reached out to him. There's no way that he reached out to them talking about, hey, I'll quarterback for y'all. They reached out to him. Are you still interested in quarterbacking? And he's like, all right, I'll quarterback in Cleveland. I'm still trying to play.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
he's
he hung
probably
around.
it's a chip on his shoulder, like I can still play because how the New York Jets situation played out. He didn't like it.
Yeah, he looked dead in those games with the Jets, but maybe that's more on the Jets than on him.
Right.
Yeah, let's get into these playoff box scores. The
Okay.
first matchup I got is Punishers versus Renegades. This game was not competitive. Punishers 174. Renegades 99. It was an ass whooping.
He did that with Herbert getting 2 points.
Yeah.
So that's just wow. Minnesota defense. It's special fantasy special team 50 points. Christ.
Yeah, the 2 points from Herbert, like that could end you, and it didn't even phase him.
He had Evan Ingram, which he sat him because it was a smart move because, you know, unsure about the quarterback play. 11 catches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. Who is this Evan Ingram? Who is this person?
He had a big game last week, too, so I think that's why he benched him. He was thinking, well, Ingram is a prime regression candidate because he had a big game this week. But I guess with Christian Kirk out, Evan Ingram is going to be a top tight end.
Evan Ingram might straight up Pro Bowl in the AFC. So he Pro Bowl in the NFC is tight end and now AFC. That's got to be some kind of record.
Yeah, Punishers won the 40 high fives this week. It's the
and they did it handily. They did it handily. No one in our league scored 150. So it's like we didn't even get close. Like it was like his team lit it up. Everybody else struggled with the falling of the quarterbacks this week. Everybody felt it.
That's his third weekly win of the season. So he's in the black now in terms of making more high fives than he spent.
Props.
He'll need a quarterback though this week. We'll talk waivers later.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got the tough matchup. He's facing Smash Hawk. We'll also preview that game later. Eckler bounced back 24 points.
I know, right?
But there's a huge problem here. Justin Herbert out for the season. So he's going to be playing next to Easton Stick and facing stacked fronts, I would think.
Yes, he will. But he might get the rock a lot. Like he might get a lot of short catches. So if you're like
20 targets.
Right. These Charger wide receivers, like they go way down.
And Kyron Williams, bell cow, 25 carries. That's basically unheard of in 2023.
Oh, yeah. I think the head coach for the Rams just doesn't care. He's just killing people.
Right, yeah, Williams was a low draft pick, so he knows he has no capital placed
No
into him, and
capital, none.
he
You
knows he's
just
never
die.
gonna get a second contract, so he's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'll replace him. He'll be fine. I found you. I found another.
CeeDee Lamb, another touchdown, 6 catches, 71 yards. He's been on fire lately. He's had a touchdown every week since week 10.
Wow. Okay. 8 on the year, so he's moving along.
I might take him in the first round next year, to be honest.
Jesus, I'm not taught all that now.
ATN, another 20. That's 68 from his 3 starting running backs, Eckler, Williams, and ATN.
The rich gets richer.
And on to Renegades. Really not much to say here. Nothing went right at the wrong time.
Man, I mean, it's tough. He started it like Edwards Hilaire, which is like amazing. He's got 11 points, which I'm kind of shocked. His fantasy sports team gave him 22 points, so I can't be mad about that.
Right.
Pittsburgh is just terrible. This is the saddest times for Pittsburgh. Gabe Davis, he listened to our podcast last week where we told him to sit Gabe Davis. We told him to sit him, and he sat him.
0. Goose
Zero.
egg.
Goose
Donut.
egg. Nothing. We were like,
Squadoosh.
we said, don't play him. And he didn't play him, and it paid off well. So I like when we're right. But Damian Pierce, 1 point. And like Jalen Hurts, he just had a really bad game. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, you can fade Damian Pierce in 2024, I think. I don't think he's going to be anything for the Texans. They'll probably use Singletary and bring in another back.
Yeah, Damian Pierce will be on some other team. And he's a good running back, too. So I think he'll find a place.
Yeah, Santa brought him Edwards-Helaire. He got 11. That worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah. And Kareem Hunt, 13 points on the bench because that touchdown kind of saved him.
Yeah,
But
nothing.
All in all,
yeah, there's nothing here. The only thing I'll say about Renegades, his obituary for the season: 5 wins in a row, 5 losses in a row, 2 more wins back to back leading into the playoffs, and then just a complete dud here.
Yeah.
So RIP Renegades. You can join the rest of us at the back of the line. Next game, we got Trombones versus Pit Sweat. This one was a lot closer. Trombones 119, Pit Sweat 105. Trombones advances, and we'll be playing Dead Money next week.
Interesting.
Yeah, Minshew filled in admirably as a spot starter, 20 points. He actually outscored Mahomes on the other side. Gus Bus, the wheels are off. Keaton Mitchell looks to have usurped that Baltimore backfield from him. 3 points.
Yeah, Gus Bus value happened when they had their tight end there, so they were getting closer. Now they're getting these huge chunk plays. Especially against the Rams. Rams are good for every game. There's always one game every season where they just totally just score a bunch of points. And this was it. And this was it. Puka, 5 for 84, doing what he does.
Back to Gus Bus real quick. Last 2 weeks, 14 carries, 41 yards, 9 points.
Yes.
Yeah, Puka, though, solid. Deebo Samuel, 2nd week in a row over 30.
Seeing 7 for 149 feels weird because Deebo Samuel doesn't get passes like that, but hey.
Right. There's a world where he's still on Smash Hawk. If Smash Hawk wouldn't have traded Deebo to me for Justin Jefferson.
And Trombone got some like nice things happening there. Like with on the bench there, he got Monster, which he sat, who had a monster game. Hopkins, 25 points, 7 for 124. And Joku, 6 for 92, 91. It's not going to happen again for him, but that's his bench is crazy. And Joku had 1 touchdown. He was so open. He was so open. Me and you could have caught the ball.
Yeah, I saw that play.
So and he started Johnson for Pittsburgh, which actually scored a touchdown. So we were wrong.
Out.
We were wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to feel good about all his options going into next week, except for Jerome Ford is questionable. He's been quietly solid since week 9, but now he has a wrist injury. If he's down Gus Bus and Jerome Ford, I don't like his chances against Dead Money. I don't know where he's going to find a running back.
He's not. The answer.
It's
He's
gonna be
not.
Mostert and a lottery ticket.
There it is.
Yeah, Pitt Sweat season's over though. Double digits from everybody from the QB down to the flex, but no real breakout games here.
Yeah. There's nothing. There's no meat, and that's what's like kind of keeping his score back. That's why he lost by 14 points. This, Alvin Kamara 18 is solid. AJ Brown is. I'm circling him because at one moment he was like good for 125 and a touchdown, and he's had a really down 3 weeks. Chris Olave 4 for 28. It's like, what are we doing? Kyle Pitts had a touchdown because it was blown coverage. Beyond that, he would have never got to the end zone. DeAndre Swift, 7 points, has been just on a decline. DeAndre Swift, it's just not pretty for him because since week 11, he's had 13 points, 5 points, and 7 points. Like
Yeah.
it's been going downhill. Eagles offense have been going downhill too. So the Eagles offense wasn't doing well for him, and it just, like I said, it was brave. I told him not to do Kansas City defense because Kansas City is a little bit better. It's a pretty good team, but his options weren't good either because he had Chargers defense, which you don't start that unit.
Yeah, he had no Isaiah Pacheco this week. He was out with an injury. He was able to plug in Jerick McKinnon, who scored a touchdown and got 11 points. So, pretty good. It's so hard to find running backs this time of year. Yeah, DeAndre Swift, though, Trombones dropped him after week 1. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, so Trombones avoided getting some egg on his face here. If Swift would have knocked him out of the playoffs, that would have been disastrous.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Mahomes, though, totally failed this season.
Yeah, he showed his ass Sunday night, crying a little bitch. You know what I mean? It's It's like, dude, that's why here's the thing about it, right? So check this out. This is the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. All right, they're like, well, Patrick Mahomes is bitching out referees just like Tom Brady, but Tom Brady don't come back 2 days later talking about I was sorry. Tom Brady don't apologize. Tom Brady's like, yeah, I yell at your ass, and I'll yell again and keep pushing. Like Mahomes thought, yeah, with that Donald Duck voice of his, yeah, well, I yelled at them, I'm sorry. And you're like, dude, Mahomes, did you not see your guy? And and that call is so correct. I don't even understand why you need to be mad because the referee who made a statement after the game, it was perfect what he said. He said, normally we would tell you if you're over the line or not, but he was so above the line, we can't even see the football. Are you kidding me? Like the referee's like, I'm not even sure where the ball is because you're covering that shit and you think it's okay? The referee, I mean, you're telling me Tony, who should be cut, he should have been cut. The Chiefs should have made an example and cut him today.
I saw someone describe him as all tools, no toolbox.
Damn. He's a bunch of loose tools. That's tough. But he's a bag full. But I mean, Tony literally is lined up and he's looking backwards at the offensive line. You think it's okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's no controversy here. Kelsey also should have told him to back up. We've all seen the play a million times now. He was looking right at him, and Kelsey has the seniority and the tenure, and is a team leader. You see it all the time in plays where they just move their hand. They go, "Hey, back up," and the player will take a step back.
It could be a lot of different people. There's a lot of people to blame because Tony was he's right there and he's in between. There's a wide receiver to the left of him. So that wide receiver left of him that's way behind him could have been like, hey man, back up. You know what I mean? Like, because you're looking at you're mad at the line judge. No, usually we've seen NFL films and where you see a wide receiver on the far outside numbers and they line up and they look at the referee, they'll point the referee point at them to move back. I mean, that's just asking am I good? And that's it, because they're so far away. Like, am I good? The referee's like, you're good. And it's all right. The idea that even went down and they're going to get pissy and then start blaming the referees.
Yeah.
And it's just like the Chiefs aren't good, so it's the referee's fault, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this is a move like the Commanders do. This isn't like a Super Bowl contending team's
And they're only talking about it because they did this amazing play. If this was like play where all of a sudden they ran, he threw the ball and it was incomplete pass, and it was like, hey, flag on play, offsides. My man was like, he was offsides, and it was a 5-yard penalty. No one would talk about it. But the idea that it was a pass, and Kelsey threw a pass, and my man ran it in, high stepping in, and then all that. By the way, you ruined the play. You're the one that high stepped it in. You caught a touchdown pass that doesn't even count.
That should have been the highlight of his life, and now it's just like,
right.
What have you done? But yeah, next game. R.I.P. Pit Sweat. We'll see you in August at the Dirty Buffalo. Dead Money versus Chicken Salad Sandwich, 143 to 127. Dead Money's a winner. This game is close. It's
I called this.
Than 16 points.
I called it. I said Dead Money got this win. You said Chicken Salad's going to win this. I was like, nah, I got Dead Money on this game.
Dead Money left his head coach in on Monday night. I felt like that was a bad idea. It didn't bite him in the ass here, but if Chicken Salad Sandwich plays a winning head coach, this is a 6-point game, and at that point, it's up to chance.
Yeah, you're right. That's fair.
And Dead Money still can't find a quarterback. He played Josh Dobbs, 7 points. Josh Dobbs got Justin Jefferson killed. He should be charged as an accessory to murder. He was throwing balls all over the place against the Raiders.
Oh, man. It's bad. Barkley came up huge for him, man. DJ Moore value, 6 for 68, 2 total touchdowns.
Yeah, big stuff from DJ Moore. 3rd week in a row over 23 targets the last 2 weeks. He's got a new lease on life with Justin Fields back.
You highlighted the head coach for me. I'm looking on this scoreboard. Is this tight end likely scored a touchdown? And let me tell you something. That touchdown, that was majority of those 83 yards. Like all those points was on that one long touchdown catch. And that's because,
it's like a 13-point play, something like that.
Exactly. Like it would not have played out normal. It just likely got wide open. He was busted coverage, and then he outran him for a touchdown. That was it. It was not some well schemed up play. So it's football's a game of inches and chance, and that's definitely it right there. Because smart on Dead Money.
Likely, real quick though, yeah, like he could be a postseason hero for Dead Money, like a gift from God. If he has Mark Andrews like production here, he could be a difference maker.
If he does, yeah. Props to Dead Money for not playing Kelly. All these like reports are coming in Sunday morning, like he's gonna get carries, he's gonna get these carries, and he's like, I'm still gonna roll with my 3 workhorses.
Yeah, he doesn't have a spot for Kelly. I'd have him drug tested if he played Kelly over Henry, Barkley, or Pollard. 74 points between Pollard, Barkley, and Henry. As they go, Dead Money goes 4 touchdowns combined between Barkley and Henry.
Yeah, only 7 fantasy points. So on the special teams, though, so thing to watch out for.
You know what? I wouldn't have him drug tested. I'd have his kids taken from him if he had played Josh Kelly over Barkley, Pollard, and Henry.
Jesus.
Get fucking CPS in there.
My man is running a meth lab.
Is Dobbs better when the pressure is off, though? When he was on the Cardinals, he had nothing to lose. Nobody cared. But now that he's on a team fighting for the playoffs, and you're traded at the trade deadline, so that adds a lot of pressure. It's just the end of the road for Dobbs as a starting quarterback. I think he'll still stick around as a backup in the league.
Oh yeah, he'll be a backup. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Definitely.
Nick Mullins is starting this week, so maybe Dead Money can pick up Nick Mullins.
The Monday night San Francisco legend, Nick Mullins.
I think he went to Brett Favre's college.
Nick Mullins had that Monday Night Football game. He started and he threw like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, we'll see what he does this week.
It won't be that.
Salad Sandwich, your season's over. Josh Allen, 28, solid again. Fantasy-wise, he was what we thought Mahomes would be, like as a safe quarterback, high draft pick.
Yep.
Just set it, forget it. So, yeah, good pick by him taking Allen over Mahomes.
Singletary, solid production, 65 yards, touchdown. Cooper Cup, he's having a little bit of flashes here. 8 for 115 and a tutty.
Yeah, he was woefully disappointing all year, though. He came through second highest points of the season. So, yeah, I think he's going to be heavily discounted in drafts next year because I think Puka will probably get drafted ahead of Cooper Cup next year by the smart players.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a toss-up. Who knows?
Right. ODB, his best game of the year, 4 for 97 and a touchdown. He filled in big here in a playoff start.
OBJ.
ODB.
ODB. Odell had one really good play. He shook two people, kind of
Yeah.
in and up. So I mean, beyond that, those numbers would be a little more pedestrian. What I'm noticing a trend here is the teams that won all had great running back play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dillon and Singletary for Brown is like they were surprisingly usable down the stretch for him, but that's not who you want starting your fantasy playoff game.
No.
Let's go to Smash Hawk real quick. He had the bye week. Lucky he did. He would have lost. No. Yeah, he would have lost. He would have split between all the playoffs teams. He would have either won 3 or lost 3. He didn't have a great week by his standards, 123. But the big question here is Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Josh Jacobs are all questionable. Josh Jacobs has the Thursday game, so that's never good.
Dude, he is in a bad spot, man. And I said this, all right? I said this last week. He's in a bad place. With Josh Jacobs, questionable. Jamar Chase, quarterback, questionable. Justin Jefferson, quarterback, questionable. TJ Hawkinson, quarterback, questionable. You know what I mean? Like these Breece Hall, you cannot rely on that. That is
you can't. Yeah, he's not going to get 30 again next week. I'd be shocked.
You know what I mean? So you're like, dude, what is this? All right, but on the flip side though, I think Courtland Sutton should be a daily starter. You know what I mean? Courtland Sutton, he has scored points every single week. Sneaky wide receiver.
He's been using him ever since he got him on waivers. I think he just plugged in Jefferson because he had nothing to play for this week.
And Rice for Kansas City has been very, very consistent. I've trashed him, so it's time for me to pull back and give the props. Since week 12, he's been scoring double-digit points. He has a total of 5 touchdowns on the year, 6 touchdowns on the year. Sorry.
That's true. So even if there is a world where he can't use Chase or Jefferson this week, he's got decent options. He's got Fields on the bench too.
Yeah, that's questionable too because Dak is so hot right now that Dak against Buffalo is an interesting matchup that I would be scared to start him with because it could turn really bad. Where Justin Fields has to go against Cleveland defense, and that could be bad.
There's 4 teams left. They need some help. There's not much on the waivers. There's Josh Browning. Chase Brown, the Bengals running back, had a nice week. That seems like it won't be easy to replicate, but Trombones needs a running back, or he could put in a claim for Dante Foreman.
Yeah.
And Zamir White with Josh Jacobs possibly missing the game tomorrow night.
Correct. So
do you see anybody else out there worth looking at?
Oh no, man. It's not really. No.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It's bad. It's tough. Juju Schuster might get some value because Bailey Bailey Zappi's throwing the ball, so you don't know.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Bailey Zappi's out there, so Hunter Henry had a real good game with Bailey Zappi.
All right, this is depressing. Let's go to the Popeyes playoff bracket. Popeyes, it's not game day without wings. Popeyes.
All right, so you got the first matchup, Tampa Bay Punisher versus Smash Hawk Hendricks.
Yeah, this is so you know how some years one of the AFC or NFC championship game has the best matchup between even an even better matchup when what the Super Bowl can produce. That's what we
Correct.
have here. The best team versus second best team.
Yes. I got my money on Tampa Bay Punishers. I have faith they'll find a fill-in quarterback to make it work. You know, I just I don't trust him starting Baltimore defense against Jacksonville because that's not smart money. I would rather start Minnesota over Cincinnati because I think Jake Browning's going to fall off the wagon eventually. Um, he's going to start Evan Ingram this week. That's
Yeah, they both set their
Tyler
lineups.
Lockett against Tyler Lockett against Philly. That could be a 0 game. So that's a scary situation.
Yeah, it's Monday night. Yeah, they both set their lineups. They are subject to change, of course. No quarterback for Punishers. Then you got Eckler, Williams, Lamb, Lockett, Ingram, ATN. Ravens defense versus Jacksonville on the road. Aubrey is the kicker, and the Saints head coach versus the Giants. That game's probably going to be close. I can't really argue against anybody on his bench.
Smash Hawk is committing the cardinal sin that you called out last week
The Thursday flex spot. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
against
Yeah,
a guy
so
that's questionable. That's
Smash Hawk got Dak versus Buffalo. Like you said, that's a tough matchup. Rashad White versus Green Bay. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of his guys on the road. Dak at Buffalo, Rashad White at Green Bay, Brees Hall at Miami. Jamar Chase is questionable. Rashi Rice in the lineup versus the Patriots. Patriots suck, but their defense is good. TJ
right.
Hawkinson at Cincinnati on their four-string quarterback. Josh Jacobs is questionable in the flex spot. Falcons D versus Carolina. That could be big for Atlanta's defense.
I don't know, man. It's all trap game shit to me because I feel like it's like it sounds good, but then it's just gonna be trash. Like Baltimore could lose against Jacksonville Sunday night. That would suck. But it's late enough that he could pull him out if he's like feeling really. I mean, Brees Hall against Miami. Miami might try to be vindicated after that loss they just received last Monday against a bad team. I don't think they'll fall off the wagon that hard. Rice against New England is a tough matchup because, like you said, their defense is going to show up.
So what do you think
Atlanta,
if you're him? Do you use Jacobs or Jefferson or Sutton as the flex?
Sudden, Saturday night at 8:15. Oh no, we're at the Saturday games.
Yeah, I'm looking at Sutton. Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 3 out of the last. Whoa, Sutton is a touchdown monster this year. Only 3 games
Right,
without touchdowns.
right. It is literally they get in red zone and him and him and the QB are like one. He ain't getting the yards, but he's going to get the fade pass.
So you said you're picking the Punishers?
I got the Punishers taking the upset because he'll get a
Hey,
quarterback. He'll get a quarterback that's going to give you additional 20. So that score number is going to go from like 133 to like 150 something, and now it's very
right.
competitive.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know who I'm taking. I don't love the matchups that Smash Hawks players are going against.
That's the part of the game too. That what sucks.
I'm going to stick with Smash Hawk. He's had a historically great season. But yeah, this is the game of the year. Well, how'd they do when they faced each other? Let's look. They played each other in week 8, and it was a fucking barn burner, 199 to 194.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It's the Rams versus Chiefs game, that 150 bullshit. They like that huge scored ass game.
it's not even that. It's like the 2007 Patriots versus the 2001 Rams.
Greatest show on turf versus the greatest show in snow.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So get your popcorn ready for Smash Hawk versus Punishers. We got to go back to the Popeyes playoff bracket. Here we got Dead Money versus Boy Scout Trombones. Both teams were 6-6. We got a projected here of 146 to 122. Both. It looks like Dead Money has messed with his lineup. Boy Scout has the same lineup in. He's got Geno in his quarterback.
All right, I'm having faith. I'm having faith that the trombones here. He hasn't set his lineup because there's no way. Because Gus Bus sit, D Johnson sit. Like there's no
Yeah.
way. I'm not gonna start. You're not gonna start Mosher's 18 points. D Hop is 15 points right there too. You know what I mean? So there's just no way. And I would argue that I would start. Well, no, I'm not starting Kyle Murray. So guard Minshew, ride the Minshew bus here
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh.
Murray versus 49ers is tough. Dead
That's a
money.
no-go.
Dead money. Geno's fucking him again because Geno has a questionable. He didn't play last week and he plays Monday night, so he can't even wait for him unless he wants to use Drew Lock.
No way. No way. You got to find another QB. He's on the way right. He already made claims we don't know. There's just no way.
Yeah, Pollard versus Buffalo, Barkley versus Saints, Devontae Smith versus Seattle, DJ Moore, tough matchup for him on the road in Cleveland. Isaiah Likely, the new Golden Boy, Derrick Henry against the Texans. I can't really argue for anybody on his bench. Can you?
I wouldn't argue for no. Well, no. Amari Cooper maybe. Yeah, that'd be the only thing. Yeah, I wouldn't do Green Bay head coach though. I would not do that.
You know what? With Flacco, I think I would put in Amari Cooper over Devontae Smith.
Last game
since week 8,
Amari Cooper.
Great. I'm wrong about that.
He had 14 targets last week.
Cooper did?
Yes.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know who to play.
He got 7 for 14 for 7 out of 14 for 77 yards. There's some connection there.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, like I said, Joe Flacco is not afraid to throw. I would Green Bay head coach though. I don't know, man. Watch out because you got two teams vying for competition there, and it's at Tampa. So I don't know. I wouldn't. There's got to be a better matchup out there to play.
There's no telling what Trombones is going to do. You got to figure Gus Bus is out. Minshew versus Pittsburgh is a bad matchup. Kyler Murray versus 49ers is a bad matchup. Jerome Ford is questionable. And then
I think he needs he might need a new kicker because his kicker is a Chargers kicker. I don't trust the Chargers scoring points.
Yeah, this is a good point. And then he has like a grab bag of receivers. You figure he's going to play Puka and Debo, but then it's going to, for the flex spot, it's between, he's got so many options. It's Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, DeAndre Hopkins, or Njoku.
Well, first of all, he need to drop his kicker. His kicker had 1 point last week, so he's gone. In all fairness, he should be gone.
Yeah.
Rage Adam drop. Thielen, he's still getting targets, man. He gets no less than 6 targets a game. It feels like him. So. It's tough. And against Atlanta, he's going to get at least 6 to 7 targets. It's easy money. But D Johnson's the guy. He got to let him go. You got to send him.
Yeah, for
somewhere
Hopkins.
else. Yeah,
and
you know
Houston,
what I mean.
Revenge game.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be it. That'd be it. The revenge game. And Houston's banged up too. Their offense is like depleted.
Yeah, they got worked by the Jets last week.
So yeah, they're licking their wounds. They're kind of tough right now. They're in a bad spot.
All right, you got anything else on this game?
I got nothing else.
Yeah, let's wrap up.
I think Boy Scout takes this game though.
Oh yeah, I got to make a pick. Both these games are tough.
I just trust Boy Scout's roster.
If he plays Nakua, Debo, Kelsey, and DeAndre Hopkins with Mostert in as the RB1, I'm going to assume Ford plays. Yeah, Dead Money's quarterback situation is pitiful.
I mean, since they made the quarterback switch in Tennessee, D-Hop has had no less than 5 targets a game, and his worst game was against Tampa, but then he's had blowout games of like 34, 18, 25. So it's like the last 2 games, again, he's averaging 12 targets a game now.
I'm gonna take Dead Money, but I don't feel good about it.
Okay.
All right, so I got Dead Money, you got Trombones, and I got Smash Hawk, and you got Punishers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, all we got left is the Fantasy Football Hall of Famer.
All right, let's see what we got.
You ready for this?
Let's see.
It's a somber one this week. R.I.P. to the Music City Miracle Man, Frank Wycheck.
Frank Wycheck. Oh wow.
Yeah, passed away this weekend. He was drafted by Washington 160th overall in the 6th round in 1993. Released by the Redskins and signed with the Oilers. He made the move with them to Tennessee, a Pro Bowler in 98, 99, and 2000. He finished his career with 505 receptions, 5,126 yards, and 28 touchdowns.
You know, he was fairly young. He was 52, man.
Yeah.
So that's something, man. He was one of the Oilers. So that's really cool, man. Second team All Pro in 2000. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's in their Ring of Honor as well.
Yep. Steve McNair security blanket. So, yeah, that's all we got this week. We'll be back to recap the playoffs, and thanks for listening.
Super Bowl prediction, yeah. There'll be Super Bowl prediction next week for us. All right, cool, man. All right, well, until next week, y'all.
Yeah, take it easy.